The moment the news broke, it spread like wildfire. Honestly, it felt like someone dropped a bomb straight into Montecito's calm air. Phones started buzzing, neighbors whispering, even Hollywood couldn't keep quiet, because what just came out? It's nothing short of a royal earthquake. The British royal family, yes, the ones Harry and Meghan walked away from, are planning 2 massive visits to the United States in 2025. And guess who's not on the guest list? You guessed it, the Duke and Duchess of Drama themselves. They've been completely iced out, frozen, erased, invisible. King Charles and Queen Camilla will touch down in April, followed by William and Kate's grand tour in July, right in time for America's 250th birthday. This isn't just a royal tour, it's history, a once-in-a-lifetime celebration of America's milestone year. The kind of global spectacle that brings together presidents, world leaders, and flashing cameras from every angle. But Harry and Meghan? They're not even in the room. Imagine being uninvited to your own party. That's exactly what this feels like. America, the land they claimed as their new home, has rolled out the red carpet for the true royals, not the exiled ones. Not the couple who spent years cashing in on palace secrets and family feuds. No, the world wants the real thing. Charles, Camilla, William, Kate, the faces of duty, dignity, and stability. The contrast couldn't be more brutal. And here's where it stings. They could have been part of this. Meghan, the American-born Duchess, bridging the gap between Britain and the US. And Harry, the charming redhead Prince America, would have adored them. Together, they could have represented the best of both worlds, but they threw it all away. They chose tell-all interviews and documentaries over legacy and honor. They didn't just burn bridges, they detonated them. Now, palace insiders are quietly smirking. One source told Page 6, the royal family will travel to celebrate America's birthday and the Sussexes won't be anywhere near the guest list. Another bluntly asked whether they even belong at such events anymore. Because let's face it, Harry's become a pay-for-play speaker hopping from hotel conferences, and Meghan? She's been reduced to what one critic hilariously called a jam influencer. Yes, jam. The Duchess, who once stood beside the Queen, is now sending jars of jam to Instagram influencers like she's running a farmer's market. How the mighty have fallen. Meanwhile, Netflix, the giant that handed them a $100 million deal, has had enough. Their royal docuseries was a one-hit wonder. The Polo Project vanished into thin air. And Meghan's cooking show? Industry whispers say it might be dead before it's even born. They wanted prestige, global reach, meaningful content. What they got was domestic fluff and self-promotion. Even Spotify couldn't tolerate them. That multi-million-dollar podcast deal? Gone. One of Spotify's execs even called them grifters. Not creators, not partners, grifters. Imagine that humiliation echoing across Hollywood. And right when they need a miracle, Meghan's big business venture, American Riviera Orchard, turned into a public punchline. People mocked her for selling $30 jam jars with luxury labels, while real celebrities were signing billion-dollar deals. It's like watching a royal downgrade in slow motion. So, when Buckingham Palace announced not one, but 2 royal tours to America without the Sussexes, it was the ultimate power move. The message couldn't be clearer. We don't need you, we've moved on. And the timing? Absolutely savage. Just as Harry and Meghan's popularity was gasping for air, the palace reminded everyone who the real royals are. Let's picture the contrast. William and Kate stepping off the plane in July. Elegant, smiling, welcomed by world leaders. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan sitting at home, refreshing social media, watching their relevance evaporate. The very country they fled to for freedom is now celebrating the family they abandoned. And what's truly heartbreaking is what they lost. The Queen had handed them everything. Prestigious roles, meaningful patronages, the chance to modernize the monarchy. Meghan could have been the bridge between the crown and the world. Harry could have been the global prince of goodwill. They had power, influence, and love from millions. And they traded it all for fame, attention, and Netflix cash. If they had stayed, imagine the picture today, William and Kate leading the East Coast tour, Harry and Meghan dazzling the West Coast, 2 royal couples showcasing unity, grace, and evolution. It would have been a golden age for the monarchy. But no, they chose self-pity over service. And now, the throne they once stood beside shines brighter than ever without them. King Charles and Prince William aren't just visiting America, they're strategically reclaiming it. The tours are spaced months apart, April and July, ensuring months of continuous royal coverage. Every newspaper, every talk show, every headline will be about the real royals. Americans will be reminded that the monarchy isn't just gossip fodder, it's a living, breathing institution. A contrast so sharp that Harry and Meghan's Montecito mansion might start feeling more like an exile camp than a dream home. Because while William and Kate will be meeting presidents, governors, and charity leaders, Meghan will be what? Delivering jam baskets, staging photo ops in designer coats? The difference is painful. The royal tours are diplomacy, the Montecito tours are desperation. And Meghan's personal pain? Oh, it runs deep. She built her entire post-royal identity around being the American Duchess. She said she was the bridge between Britain and modern diversity. But now, the palace is coming to her turf, California, and showing America that they never needed her to make the monarchy relevant. The very institution she accused of being cold and outdated is now charming her own homeland without her help. That's the ultimate humiliation. Imagine Meghan, sitting in her mansion, watching William and Kate being adored in Los Angeles, meeting Hollywood icons, waving at crowds who once cheered her. The symbolism is cruel but poetic. It's the monarchy reclaiming the stage she thought she owned. As for Harry, this is the emotional knockout of his life. His father, his brother, the core of his family are visiting his chosen country, and he's not invited. The same man who left the UK to find peace in America is now watching his family become the stars of the very land he fled to. It's like his worst nightmare come true. Total irrelevance. Every part of his royal identity is being erased in front of the world. William's now the global representative for causes Harry used to champion: veterans, charities, mental health. Charles doesn't need his second son anymore. And Harry can't even complain because he burned that bridge himself. What's he gonna say? Why didn't they invite me after I trashed them on Oprah, Netflix, and in my book? It's tragic but self-inflicted. And let's talk Hollywood. The Sussexes thought they could outshine the monarchy. They signed with the biggest talent agency, rubbed shoulders with producers, and planned a royal meets Hollywood empire. But now, even Tinseltown has moved on. When William and Kate arrive, real A-listers, Beckham, Clooney, Cruise, will line up for photos. Not because it's trendy, but because it's royalty. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are left with C-list events and awkward appearances that scream desperation. Major institutions in the U.S. museums, universities, cultural foundations requested the working royals, not the Montecito pair. They want the king, the queen, the future monarchs. They didn't even ask for Harry and Meghan. That silence is louder than any public rejection. The truth is, Harry and Meghan's brand was built on royal oxygen. Without the palace, they're suffocating. They wanted freedom, and they got it, but freedom without purpose feels like exile. The royal duties they mocked were actually the source of their prestige. The institution they despised gave them the very power they thought they could replicate. Without it, they're just two ex-royals playing pretend in California sunshine. And now, as the royal planes prepare to land in America, the Montecito duo is reportedly scrambling for a comeback plan. Maybe Meghan will launch a new product line because jam just wasn't enough. Maybe Harry will make another documentary about his truth. Or maybe they'll plan some unplanned charity appearances during the tours, hoping to steal a little spotlight. But let's be honest, no one's buying it anymore. The palace is coming with purpose, poise, and power. The Sussexes are stuck with social media strategies and PR spin. And if they dare show up uninvited at any royal event, that would be career suicide. Imagine the scene, Harry trying to crash his father's tour event and being turned away by royal security. The embarrassment would go global within minutes. So what can they do? Nothing. Every move looks desperate, every silence looks defeated. They've trapped themselves in a brand of their own making. Complain, cry, cash in, repeat. And the world has grown tired. People close to the palace say this double tour is more than just celebration. It's a quiet demonstration of control. A message to the world, we're fine, we're united, and we don't need anyone who walked away. And the thing is, they're right. The machine kept moving without a single hiccup. The Commonwealth didn't collapse, the public didn't revolt, and the monarchy didn't crumble. In fact, it's steadier now than it's been in years. And that, right there, is the biggest heartbreak of all for Harry and Meghan. They left thinking the palace would chase after them. But instead, the palace shut the gates and kept walking. Meanwhile, Hollywood's crueler than any royal court. They used to line up to work with the Sussexes, thinking they'd bring royal sparkle to every project. But now, they're quietly backing away. Meetings get postponed, calls don't get returned, and that red carpet that once opened wide suddenly feels shorter. Because the truth is, in Tinseltown, you're only as valuable as your next headline. And right now, their headlines scream, trouble. Studios don't want drama, they want clean, bankable fame. and there's nothing bankable about bitterness. And while the working royals will be shaking hands with the president and attending state dinners, Meghan will be facing the harshest reality: being ignored. The world won't boo her, it'll do something worse. It'll forget her. And that silence, that absence of attention will sting more than any criticism. Because for people who built their lives around visibility, invisibility is the ultimate punishment. You can almost picture it: William and Kate being welcomed by cheering crowds in Washington, the American flag waving beside the Union Jack, the media describing them as royalty with purpose. And back in Montecito, Harry and Meghan scrolling through their phones, watching it unfold on screens. Maybe they'll release a statement, maybe a subtle Instagram post, something like, "We wish the family well," but we'll all see through it. We'll all know what that really means. It'll be a mix of envy, regret, and denial. This, right here, is poetic justice. The story of a couple who thought they were rewriting history, only to realize history doesn't bend for ego. The crown they tried to criticize has become their biggest rival and their biggest reminder. Because deep down, both of them know one painful truth: the world still bows to the monarchy. And the saddest part? They had everything once: the power, the platform, the public love. But they traded it for freedom, not realizing freedom without respect is just exile in disguise. Now they're free. Free to make jam, free to speak, free to watch from the sidelines as the crown they once wore keeps shining without them. Sometimes karma doesn't roar. Sometimes it walks quietly through Buckingham Palace, waves gracefully to the crowds, and boards a plane to America, leaving behind the people who thought they could outshine it.